VFW has hosted a campaign for the Voice of Democracy. We have a local person that's going to come up here and read his essay for us, Cameron Jedlowski.
In 1787, when America's founding fathers created the Constitution, they knew it could withstand the test of time. They knew the ideals installed in that document would create a framework for the birth of a new nation that the world had never seen. Even though that framework has been tested time and time again, it is still held up. People do question, though, if the Constitution needs to change due to the ever-changing world we live in. But when the Constitution was created, it was made to withstand the test of time. So, is our Constitution still relevant? Yes, our Constitution is still relevant for three key reasons. First, the set of checks and balances. Second, it allowed amendments to be added. And finally, it gave power to the states to make the decisions the government did not want to make. First, the Constitution is still relevant because of the set of checks and balances that the Founding Fathers installed. All three branches of government can check the other branch. The executive can check the legislative branch, while the legislative can override the veto of the president, which is the head of the executive branch, by a 2/3 vote in the Senate. The judicial branch can check both the executive and the legislative branch by declaring a law unconstitutional. The executive branch checks the judicial by appointing the Supreme Court justices, and the legislative branch approves the appointments. The system of checks and balances was challenged in 1937 when Franklin D. Roosevelt wanted to change the makeup of the Supreme Court with the Judicial Reorganization Act of 1937. Congress saw the bill as unconstitutional and changed the wording to allow the number of Supreme Court justices to stay the same, and Roosevelt could not appoint the justices without Congress's approval of them. Each branch can check the other and not allow one branch to take over the government, further intensifying the fact that our Constitution is still relevant. Secondly, the Constitution allows the government to add amendments and change the Constitution when the time arises. Article 10 has been applied 17 times in the history of the United States. It is applied particularly when a national movement arises. During the Vietnam War, many young people were being drafted without the right to vote. Young people were outraged and protested the Vietnam War. What Congress did to appease the young people was almost unanimously agree on a constitutional amendment to lower the voting age to 18, the age a person could be drafted. The amendments of the Constitution allow the framework of the United States to change as the time changes and issues arise, which further elevates the fact that our Constitution is still relevant. Finally, the Constitution is still relevant because it gave the states power. The power to do almost anything they wanted to do as long as it was not hurting the United States or its citizens. One of the most controversial issues right now is the debate about gay marriage, which the government has not had a ruling on. Since the states do have power to make their own decisions, six states have ruled that gay marriage is legal. If the time ever arose that the government would need to make a bill about gay marriage, they could look to the states for the wording of this bill. This power from the state comes from the Constitution, which shows that our Constitution is still relevant. Today, our Constitution is still relevant. By looking at the set of checks and balances, the power to change the Constitution, and the power given to the states, one can see that our Constitution is still important and relevant. America's founding fathers did not foresee a world we live in today. They did allow the Constitution to change, so it could be applied to this ever-changing world.
Excellent job, Cameron. Appreciate that. Last year we did an Old Glory flag ceremony, and it went over pretty well. A lot of folks asked us to do it again this year, and I think we probably will be incorporating this into our ceremonies every year. Flag detail. Host.
Flag detail. Forward.
Flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Tarawa, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, and scores of places long forgotten by all, except by those who were there with me. I was there. I led my soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and Coast Guardsmen. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill on Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. But my sailors and Marines cheered me, and I was proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September 11th, as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters, heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloody, will never be beaten. Those who would destroy me cannot win, for I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is by those whom I've served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surly bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn in strips to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my soldiers, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may